Hey guys, King Bedhead here. I'm gonna share an unboxing pack opening vid for the prizes I won at the PAX Unplugged Chase the Plane sealed event over the weekend. So on the docket, we got a Rivals of Ixalan booster and Ixalan booster, two Masters 25 boosters, and I'm very excited to open up this bundle with 10 boosters for Guilds of Ravnica. We'll start off with the Ixalan booster here, and while I'm going through the comments, let me tell you just a little bit about what this event was. So it was a sealed event where we were building decks out of 6 Guilds of Ravnica boosters, but each round we were traveling to a different plane. So round 1 was Zendikar, we got to play 2 lands. Round 2, Dominaria, we got to play 2 cards each turn. Round 3 was Kaladesh, where we started with a hand size of 4, but the top card was always revealed and we could play from it. So in this first pack, nothing too exciting to write home about. You know, this foil on a common, not worth too much. The only card with any real value here is going to be that Ixalan's Binding for 140 according to... And so while I go through the comments here, I'll just let you know that for the event, I played Izzet, and I had the large pleasure of drawing myself a Niv Mizzet Perun, which valued at $5, so that wasn't in what I'm unpacking today. That was just what I drew for the sealed event. So that was an awesome find, and he did win me several of my games, which I was very, very excited for. And as we move through the comments here and into the uncommons, this Curious Obsession, that's a $2 card right there. That's some good value, and definitely a useful one as well, still in standard. And this Wayward Swordtooth, worth about $4. So excellent rare there. I will call out for myself that as this is my first unpacking vid, it took me a little while to figure out the proper grid shape. So you'll see that develop over the course of this video. Moving into Masters 25, you know, there's been some mixed feelings around this set, knowing that, you know, many of the commons are not as useful as one would like. Some of the mythics, you know, there's a big disparity around the value here. However, you know, being a recent entry into paper Magic, I appreciate any chance to get new prints of older cards. My first set was Mirrodin, so this mirror card I was very excited about from a personal perspective. And this Lightning Bolt is going to be worth about $268 according to TCG Player. Shrionic Resonator here, also a $2 card. So interesting finds there. A little disappointed that I got a common for the foil. And the Spirit Token, that'll come in handy too. But overall, not a bad haul, though definitely not hitting the MSRP for these Master Boosters. The second pack, however, as you will see, ended up a little bit nicer for me. Again, moving through the commons, just nice for me. Ooh, I do like that Ambassador Oak as a Lord of the Rings fan. Kind of reminds me of Pippin riding on the Ent at the end of the Two Towers. But yeah, just nice for me as a newer player to, you know, get a chance to play with some of these older cards. Jackal Pup, probably the least adorable pup. Sift there with a thick looking Karn, not the muscular silver god that I'm used to seeing lately. And I mean, I think what's nice about Masters 2 for me is that this is just interesting mechanics that you don't really see as much of in the recent sets. Pact of Negation now. This is the money card out of my Masters sets, worth almost $9 according to TCG Player. Jalira here is the as the foil. That's about a 27-cent foil, so nothing to write home about. That fish token's cool, though. Overall, pretty pleased with this set, especially because of that Pact of Negation. All right, so moving on to the Guilds of Ravnica bundle box. This is something that I never really could afford when I was, 11, 12 years old playing that Mirrodin set, getting these bundle boxes. This is the first time I've ever opened up something like this, so I was pretty excited. You can see I had a little bit of struggle with the shrink wrap, but then as soon as I was through that, able to push out the main deck box and this little accessory piece of cardboard, which I was excited, but turns out there's nothing in there. Whatever, should make some nice storage. Guidebook here is nice. Gives some background on the set. You get a flip through of all the cards available, and you get a little bit of flavor, which is always cool for those of us who aren't as tight with keeping up. Opening up the box, was excited to see this spin down life counter. I got the Golgari one. Very impressed by the weight on it. If it was properly balanced, I'd think about using it for D&D. The foils, you get one of each basic land as a foil. Those are worth, 60 to 80 cents each. So I think something cool to include in each of my decks going forward. Something I'd probably rather hold on to than trade off myself. And getting these lands out of the way, you can see we got 10 Ravnica boosters to open up. So let's start peeling through them and see what we got here. Now, for me, I am very used to playing MtG Arena. And, most of the events that I've now started with is Guilds of Ravnica boosters. So I was pretty prepared going into the sealed event. Severed Strands actually caused me a lot of issues during one of my matchups, but I was able to overcome it. So I ended up going 2-0 and 1 in the event. I'll probably take that Izzet Locket there and mix it into the Izzet deck that I ended up winning with, just to keep building with. I mean, drawing Niv Mizzet for the event definitely gave me a big leg up. The uncommons here, kind of sort of okay. Guild Mage's Forum, not a lot of value to that card, but still exciting to see. And hey, for me, getting like any of these guild gates, any of these lockets is just going to help my deck building ability. So not too bad for the first pack. Let's move on to the second. And opening up here, a lot of Dimir cards I felt like I drew. I also just picked up a one of the Dimir, it's like a 35 card booster, not really a booster pack, but just kind of like a cardboard booster thing. So I have a ton of Dimir cards. Definitely going to take some of what I've drawn here and go back to the drawing board for my Surveil deck. Another Izzet Locket. I didn't get any of these in the sealed event, so I will be excited to mix the Lockets in to that deck that I built that I had some good success with. Maybe bring it to an FNM, see how it turns out. Wanda Vertebrae. This guy also caused me a lot of issues during this event. Connive, Concoct. Cool combo cards, always exciting to see. Another Golgari Guildgate. I do like that, you have a decent chance at getting one of the Guildgate cards over a basic lands in these boosters. As we go on to booster number 3. You can see many variant ways of opening these boosters as I work through them. Leapfrog, blah. Halberder, blah. Sworn Companions, at least I got the tokens for him now. Another Severed Strands. I'm getting PTSD for how that guy treated me. Garrison Sergeant, I don't know how much of an opinion I have on him, just because, I feel like you need to plan around using gates. And, now that I got that Guild Mage form, actually, I don't think that counts as a gate, so wouldn't even support it. Case in point, how much support can you really get for that card? Shockland, baby. $8 card right there. Wicked excited about that. And a Rock Charger foil, whatever. Yeah, sure, that's nice. But Shockland, Shockland, Shockland. Oh my god, I was excited to draw that. After that hype, what are we going to get next? Let's see. Pack number 4. And you can see I finally got a little bit of a system down, but I'm still pinching stuff in the corners. Gotta work on that. Vidalcan Mesmerist, he was good to me during my event. You know, I think if you're playing in any sort of limited format, just having something cheap that negates some of your enemies' power. You know, if they're maybe playing a ramp and you're trying to do control, but you're not having a great job controlling, that can kind of sort of help. Maniacal Rage, I have mixed feelings on. I don't love not being able to block. It's like, what's the point of me giving the toughness? Nightveil Sprite, this guy was really good to me during my Is It deck, though. So I was happy to see that I drew a couple of him in these boosters. And another Niv Mizzet Perun, baby. So that's 2 of them now. Like I said, that is a $5 card. So $10 worth of value, and I mean, I'm like for sure stacking my Is It deck with Nivs, so that I can keep rolling him out and get some consistency with him going forward. Wicked excited for that draw. Let's see, another Vidalcan Mesmerist, another Halberder. Is this Deja Vu? No, it's not. For a second, I thought I put back-to-back clips of the same pack getting open, but, you know, common's gonna common, and you'll just get the same things over and over again sometimes. Moving through the rest of them, I mean, some mixed value here. I do like Darkblade Agent in my Surveil decks. Centaur Peacemaker, I never really enjoy cards that give both players life. To me, it's like, what is the value? True Fire Captain, Mentor, he did some good work. My buddy went Boros in the event, and he did very well. Citywide Bust, that was kind of exciting to see. And the Is It Guildgate, also cool there for my Is It deck. Nothing to write home about in terms of you know, value in that pack, though. All right, so starting off kind of sort of standard here. You know, Take Heart. That's a typical white card. Severed Strands, again, giving me PTSD. Hired Poisoner. You know, a fine Death Touch card. Hypothesis, I had a ton of fun with this guy during the event. I think the swing where you get to draw cards, you get to discard if you have anything that plays off of that and do 4 damage. It's a 5-mana card, but I love that kind of variance of value that you get. Another equip based on how much you know, gates you're running. Kind of sort of interesting there. Experimental Frenzy. This was an exciting one, $2 card. Looking at the top card of your library, I mean, as I learned during that 3rd round, playing Kaladesh can be very valuable. I basically was able to succeed in that round. One, because my opponent kind of sort of got mana screwed, but also because I was able to play lands off my top deck and then flip the next card. So you're essentially, you know, getting to draw an extra turn or an extra card each turn in a way. And moving through this deck, or moving through this pack, you know, we're seeing a lot of repeats here that'll happen as you start to, you know, go through more and more packs. Nothing too much to write home about yet. I mean, double cards, exciting. Ooh, but here we go. Tristani Discordant, big mythic. That's going to be a $2 to $3 card. So I was kind of happy to see that. And that's the kind of card that, you know, being a newer player, I'm going to want to build a Selesnya deck around. So very satisfied with that mythic draw and getting the pieces here to put together a nice Selesnya deck for maybe not, you know, winning FNM, but should definitely win around the kitchen table with that. Torch Courier, I really enjoy. You get him out turn 1 with haste, so you get to swing for 1. Like, that's a freebie. And you get to give something big haste down the road. Maybe not the best for Is It, you know, where I'm doing more instant sorceries, but I could see, you know, maybe in a red dragon deck, that sacrifice for haste ability being really nice. The lockets, of course, are also really great in a limited format. I got a couple of these Inescapable Blazes. This is the kind of thing that I exactly want to pull out of my deck in a limited format. Knight of Autumn. This is a $2.53 card according to TCG Player, so I was excited to see that. And a little bit of a bummer, our foil is a common, but hey, still better than no foil. And a Goblin token. This guy I think is actually worth like maybe $1, which is not bad for a token. And, you know, cool picture as well with him coming in for the stab. All right, next pack. And as we open up this one, see we got a Barging Sergeant. That guy did really good for me. Having a little bit of haste, you know, otherwise playing kind of a control deck was nice for me. Barrier of Bones, I think, is a go-to in any Dimir Surveil heavy deck. And Bartizan Bats, this guy is a beast in limited, just because, you know, you are going to have less guarantees that your opponents have some sort of reach or flying combating ability. Rampaging Monument, kind of an interesting one, but Light of the Legion, a disappointing rare. Unfortunately, not a ton of value there. So, kind of an okay deck. If this was a limited booster pack that I opened, I'd be stoked over that Bartizan Bats and that Barging Sergeant. But oh well, they can't all be winners. Maximize Altitude, really enjoy that in my Is It deck though. Giving creatures flying and, you know, while I have Niv in play, lets other guys get the ability to attack freely, so I can leave Niv in his place, give him a bit of protection. Another Centaur Peacemaker, I so don't get that card. And Capture Sphere, I mean, this is a pretty typical blue enchant. Can't go wrong drawing something like that. Disinformation Campaign, to me, this is like the Dimir card to pull. And Chance for Glory, a mythic, only worth $1.35, but I think this is like awesome for my kitchen table Boros decks. I mean, I love like the gambit, right? Of you have to win on this turn, but it gives you a kind of decent shot to do so if you have the board to back it up. So that was the last of my packs that I opened, and you know, found those little cards in the back. Overall, I was fairly satisfied with everything I drew. The total for each of these packs plus what I drew in the limited event was about $75 of value. So for a $30 entrance fee, not bad. The packs themselves, kind of sort of okay value. But then on top of that, I got a Death Baron convention promo. $25 right there. I got to give a shout out to the merch that I got from PAX. You can see I got the playmat, the sleeves, and the deck box, and a little D4 for my D&D table. To catch more footage from my PAX Unplugged trip, be sure to check out my recap video, which focuses a lot on the expo hall. You get to see me trying out some board games. I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you appreciated this. I look forward to doing more pack opens and unboxing vids in the future. Take care, and thank you for watching. Bye.